Welcome back to the 202 Show. I'm your host, Ryan Saber. It is that time of the episode, my favorite game of the episode. It is time for our 202 draft. This week's prompt, we're doing the top draft prospects since the year 2000 that aren't quarterbacks. Last week, we talked about the best quarterback prospects come out of the draft. Sean, correct me if I'm wrong. It was something like Andrew Luck, Trevor Lawrence, Matt Ryan, Matt Stafford was there. Cam was pretty high. Michael Vick was pretty high. Sam Bradford was there, and Jamarcus Russell was there.
Those are all the names.
By that list, you can tell that how they played in the NFL has nothing to do with this. We're ranking these players based on what their draft grade was when they came out of college and what we expected them to be coming out of college. Their combine rating, everything like that. I assume you're going to see a lot of number one picks and probably some top fives.
Yep.
If there's anything past the top five, I have one past the top five, but we'll get to that later. So I am going to go first. And with the number one pick of the top draft prospect since 2000 that isn't a quarterback, I'm going with the number one overall pick of the 2014 draft, and that's Jadeveon Clowney, the outside linebacker / defensive end from South Carolina. I remember I'm a big mock draft guy, big, huge mock draft guy, and reading the mock draft going up until this draft, for like a straight year, Jadeveon Clowney was number one, and it did not change. No matter who had the number one pick, they were going to pick Jadeveon Clowney.
Yeah.
And on one hand, you could say that because, first of all, he was a beast pass rusher. He was a speed rusher who could run straight through you, which typically you don't see very often, unless you have a guy like Nick Bosa who came out last year. Jadeveon Clowney was just a freak. But at the same time, I think he was kind of a unanimous number one pick because there were no quarterbacks coming out that year.
Yeah.
That year, you had Blake Bortles, Johnny Manziel, and was there one more? Teddy Bridgewater.
Okay, he turned out better than the others.
Yeah, and the best one was Derek Carr, who came out in the second round.
Yep,
so
that's
I'm
right.
going first pick to Jadeveon Clowney. I think I pretty much had this set that this was going to be my first pick when I came in today. So, Sean, let's go to you.
All right, so my first pick was the number 2 overall pick in 2007, and that was Calvin Megatron Johnson.
Snagged him.
I just remembered Todd McShay for ESPN. I'm just refreshing. He's Johnson's the highest graded wide receiver he ever had, and he also, it's like his junior year, Georgia Tech had a little over 23,000 yards, and he had more than half of that in total offensive yards. He was just a freak in college, and the fact that in retrospect, that Jamarcus Russell went ahead of Jamarcus Russell, known to college, obviously made sense to go number one, but in retrospect, it was a horrible decision by the Raiders. So,
oh my God, they butchered it so bad.
One way of putting it.
Oh, you fucked up, man.
Yep, that's.
Oh, fucking ow. Yeah, that wasn't a good pick.
No.
He's known for that. Al Davis
really
was obsessed with athleticism. Obsessed.
All they had is football. I've been watching a lot of Football Life on NFL Network just because there's nothing on, and they mentioned his stuff. And he's drafted Sebastian Janikowski in the first round. Great kicker, but I mean, why would you draft the first
in the first round?
Yeah. I don't know.
All right, Mike, picks to you.
I'm gonna also stick in 2007. And he was the seventh overall pick, Adrian Peterson, who we discussed earlier in the show. Adrian Peterson coming out of Oklahoma was insane. One of the best highlight tapes you can watch of college football, period. Especially his almost 2,000-yard season. He was incredible, and he came into the NFL and did the exact same thing that he did at Oklahoma. Again, some off-field issues, but if we're talking strictly football, just one of the best draft picks of all time, and he fell to 7th because he's a running back. I mean, that's literally the only reason.
He had injury problems too.
Right. If he was another position, I'm sure he would have been in that conversation for 1, 2, 3.
He would have been a top
with Calvin
3
Johnson
pick.
and Jamarcus.
And if he didn't get suspended for doing something questionable, I think he's in the argument of top 5 running back ever.
Right.
You totally just sniped that from me.
It's all right. I just had
I
my
didn't even think
first
of it
one
until you
sniped.
mentioned it. I'm like,
It-
crap.
that-
I forgot.
That was my next pick. So I'm gonna go another running back. I'm gonna go 2016, and this is the number 4 pick. And another guy who's made some very questionable off the field decisions, and that is our good friend Zeke.
Yeah.
Ezekiel
Yeah.
coming out of Ohio State. Number 4, once again, in the 2016 NFL draft. Definitely had some questions about character, which might be why he fell number 4. Having said that, looking at it right now, the first 2 teams needed quarterbacks, and that was Goff and Wentz. And then Joey Bosa going to the Chargers. I don't think anybody's going to argue that. So Zeke kind of fell to where he should have fallen to. But, dude, he was a beast.
He was unbelievable at
He
Ohio
was
State.
unbelievable. I haven't seen a can't-miss prospect at running back since Adrian Peterson. And even Adrian Peterson, as I pointed out, had injury concerns. That's the only reason he fell 7th. Everything else, in terms of being a prospect, he's in the top of the list. But because of the injury concern, he fell 7th. Aside from the question that Zeke might do some of the stupid things he ended up doing, there was no reason he should have been the number 4th player in the draft. He was the number 1 player in that draft.
Oh, he's the most talented. It's not even a question.
Yeah, it's not even close. And he's gone on to have a great NFL career. And I do think he's grown up a little bit. I think we all do stupid shit when we were dumb. Or when
College,
we were young. You guys have seen me do plenty of stupid shit on the campus of Lasell College. So we'll let that go.
Lasell University.
It was college when we went.
All right, Sean picks you.
All right, so
Megatron, Adrian Peterson, Zeke off the board.
So my second pick is going to be another number 2 overall pick, but it's from the year before Calvin Johnson. And number 2 that year was Reggie Bush from USC. I mean, this kid was like, he was USC for whenever he played there, and he also played with, Leinart and all those. Those USC teams were ridiculous, but Reggie Bush, he won a Heisman, which technically didn't, but, all that lovely stuff. Won a national title. Okay, that's gone too. Sorry. I hate USC, but I always thought Reggie Bush was a great player in college, and he didn't do too bad in the NFL. Just he petered off kind of quickly. I mean,
he got beat up a lot.
He got like absolutely crushed a lot in the NFL. The fact that he played 10 years or close to it. The fact that he lasted that long was kind of surprising.
He was a flex player and more like a third down running back in the era where linebackers were still allowed to beat you up just because you're standing near them. So Reggie Bush got beat up a lot. But I specifically remember that year, I want to say 5th or 6th grade. Got drafted, 2006 was 5th grade. But I definitely remember seeing everybody walking around with Bush jerseys at school before he ever played a snap. And that's kind of when you know a guy deserves to be on this list because his jersey sold everywhere and he hasn't played a game yet. Mike, picks to you.
Can I get a pick in real quick?
Yeah, go for it.
Can I say JJ? Would you put JJ on this list?
No, I wouldn't.
Okay.
I like to try, though.
What about Julio?
Julio, yes.
Julio's a pretty good pick.
Julio's a good pick.
I mean, he made the all-decade team.
He did make the all-decade team, but the argument is coming out of college.
Okay.
And the problem is, coming out of college, there was a better receiver than Julio Jones.
Oh, fuck. Who am I thinking of?
AJ Green.
Oh, yeah.
Now, having said that, pick is to me. My selection
Don't
is
skip
the
over
number
me.
4 pick. Huh?
You skipped me, my guy. Come on.
Oh, I did. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
Ouch. It's cool. It's cool. I'm gonna bounce to 2011. With the second overall pick in the 2011 draft. The Denver Broncos selected Texas A&M
Oh,
outside
yeah.
linebacker Von Miller,
Yeah.
who
Yeah.
has been an absolute beast since entering the NFL. And in college, he was exactly the same player. A two-time All-American, two-time All-Big 12, won the Butkus Award. The guy was incredible, and he transcended basically the sport at the time. And he became one of the greatest NFL players, probably the best pass rusher of the last – since he came into the league, basically.
10 years,
He was
basically,
on,
yeah.
He was on the all-decade list. He's one of the best pass rushers I've ever seen play. And all that hype started at A&M.
In the words of Phillip Rivers from one of the NFL Top 100 videos, Von Miller isn't just a pass rusher. He's one of the best football players we've seen.
Yeah, and he's crazy.
He really is.
He's in such good shape. Like he could do literally anything. I don't know if you've seen like his workout videos and stuff. He's insane.
Oh, I believe it. All right, trying to speed this up a tiny bit, and shocker, because I clearly led into this. So, my next pick, I'm going another wide receiver, and that's clearly Adriel Jeremiah Green, coming out of the University of Georgia, drafted by the Cincinnati Bengals, number 4 in, once again, the 2011 draft. AJ Green, there were a lot of Randy Moss comps. And when you get compared to Randy Moss, that's enough of a compliment in and of itself. AJ Green has probably, I think, the best ball skills in the air that I've ever witnessed that isn't Calvin Johnson and Randy Moss himself. He was just a beast. There was a lot of hype coming out around him with the combine. And once again, with the mock drafts, looking back at the mock drafts from 2011, the entire year, I remember seeing AJ Green up top. There really was no doubt about him. Sean, to you, last pick. Nope. Yeah, we're only going to do 9 this week.
Okay. The last pick.
9.
Actually,
Actually, no, we'll do 12. I just want to keep it moving. You know what I mean.
Yeah, I'll be quick. This one, I'm going to go to my favorite college football team, Notre Dame Irish. Go Irish. And I'm going to go with I forgot what number pick he was. I'm sorry. I'm not as draft savvy as you, but the guy I picked was Jalen Smith out of Notre Dame. He was,
Yeah, he was. Why am I thinking a second-round pick?
He fell because of his injury.
He tore his ACL. That's why.
He had ACL injuries, but he was like really touted when he was up.
Oh, he definitely was.
Yeah.
He definitely was. I'm not saying at all he doesn't deserve to be on this list.
I know. It was just kind of a sleeper pick. It kind of,
Round 2, pick 34, 2016.
Yep.
Yeah, and he definitely was. The only reason, like I said, the only reason he fell is because he tore his ACL. Mike, to you.
2012, pick 3. Trent Richardson, running back.
Ooh, I forgot about him.
That didn't end well either.
Trent Richardson coming out of Alabama. Had an incredible final year. His first 2 years were really solid, but his last year was great. I think he was a 2-time champion while he was there. And then came into the NFL and bounced around with like 4 teams in like 2 years, and he was out. And a couple of years ago on an interview with Pardon My Take, he said that he was going to – or sorry, not an interview on Pardon My Take, but an interview that was referenced on Pardon My Take. He said he still believes he's going to be in the Hall of Fame someday, which is a wild thing to say when you played 3 years in the NFL.
Theoretically, he can be in the Hall of Fame someday. He just needs to pay $8 for admission. So we can all be in the Hall of Fame.
Admission's that cheap.
Yeah, right. All right, my last pick, and this is also kind of an easy one. I took the other pass rusher that went number 1, and that is actually a really, really tough call because right now I'm literally bouncing back and forth in my own head. But the one I am going to go with is Mario Williams from 2006.
Ooh,
The player who was actually taken ahead of Reggie Bush. Yeah, put up great numbers in the combine. Just a natural freak of nature. Just a physical freak of nature. This dude was scary, had a great career for the Texans, and actually wasn't great with the Texans, but had a great career in Buffalo, Mario Williams, and I would not be surprised if the other one gets called in the next 2 picks. If not, I will say honorable mention at the end.
Okay.
Sean, next.
My
Last
last pick was arguably the best draft prospect way back in 2002, and that was Julius Peppers out of North Carolina.
one. Ooh, good
What
one.
number? Was he number 2?
Yeah.
He was number 2. The only reason he went number 2 is because David Carr went number 1 by the Texans because they needed a quarterback. That
It
turned
was
out.
Joey Harrington, number 2. I'm looking right now. Joey Harrington might have been number 2, or Peppers was
Okay.
2 and then Joey Harrington.
You might be right. Either way,
Yep. David Carr, Julius Peppers, Joey Harrington.
Peppers won like every defensive lineman award he could win the year before he got drafted. He was
Oh,
just
yeah, he did.
he was really highly touted. He also played basketball in college, so he's just a great athlete in general. He had a really good, potentially Hall of Fame career.
Mike, last pick, because we're at an hour and a half.
Yeah. I think I'm gonna go. My last one is the number 4 pick of 2008 was Darren McFadden.
Nice.
And Darren
Ooh,
McFadden
yeah.
was an Arkansas running back who was incredible in college. He was Heisman Trophy runner-up twice, and he won pretty much every other award that you can win for a running back, including the Jim Brown Trophy.
Yeah.
So he was one of the best college football players of all time. And in the NFL, he didn't really work out to the level that you expect of a number 4 overall pick, but he was still serviceable, especially he'd had a couple seasons with the Cowboys later on, and he made a bounce back. But I think that's my last pick.
There you go. All right, couple honorable mentions that I do want to bring up. Robert Gallery, offensive guard, I want to say from 2004.
Mm-hmm.
The one I was very, very close to choosing is Myles Garrett, the pass rusher, 2017 number 1 pick, and Jalen Ramsey, corner from Florida State in 2016.
Don't forget, Myles Garrett almost killed the guy.
I don't think any of us will forget that. All right.